Hello YouTube, Freddy Cardona here. Welcome back to another Driving and the News video. Today is going to be a special edition of the Driving in the News. We're going to listen to the Orlando, Florida radio station, WDBO, as we get updates on the upcoming storm. Now, ironically, this video is going to be sun-drenched because we're heading west, right into the sun. So I apologize ahead of time for the sun glare as we get the video from Orlando, Florida going.
This is a special edition of Orlando's Morning News. All eyes on Hurricane Ian. Download the WDBO app and stay connected before, during, and after the storm with WDBO.
7:25, you are listening to the special edition of Orlando's Morning News, tracking Hurricane Ian on 107.3 FM and AM 580, Orlando's news and talk. For the latest Hurricane Ian updates and to track the storm, simply download the WDBO app now and you'll be able to stay connected, stay informed, even if and when you do lose power at your house. Download that app for iPhone, Android. You can take us with you right there on your phone and listen. Also a good idea, charge up those laptops. It's actually something my daughter mentioned last night. She said, you know, when you charge up your laptop, you have an extra power source. So if you do lose power, you can go ahead and plug your phone a lot of times into your laptop and it will start charging your phone for you. So if you're not able to go outside to your car and charge it once you lose power in your house, that's a good idea, especially if you have those portable battery chargers as well. Get those charged up today. With the winds that are coming, with the torrential downpours, the rain, the flooding, there is a good chance that in Central Florida here, you are going to lose power. I hope you don't, but we just got to kind of be honest and look at the fact that you just might. We spoke to Duke Energy's Anna Gibbs earlier this morning. Duke has 10,000 crew members ready, staging in two different areas just on the outskirts in Davenport and the Villages, so that way they will be able to make their way in. OUC staging in Orlando with 200 crews ready now, and they said they can easily bring in 400 more if and when needed. KUA staging in Kissimmee and FPNL in Melbourne. OUC says that power crews, they can't work on power lines until winds drop below 35 miles an hour simply because of those bucket trucks that are going to be up in the air. So if Ian's still here, those wind gusts and sustained wind gusts are still coming in and they're above 35 miles an hour and you're out of power and you're wondering when the heck are they going to turn this on, just know that for the safety of their linemen, their line women, they can't send them out until they're looking at 35 mile an hour winds or below. As far as travel goes, commercial operations at Orlando International Airport, that's going to end at 10:30 a.m. this morning. Travelers should contact their airlines directly for any updates. And as far as Orlando Sanford International, those have stopped as well. If you're planning on going to that UCF game on Saturday against SMU, just know that that game has been moved to Sunday at 1 p.m. at the Bounce House. And just a good rule of thumb, Ed saw this morning from Seminole County's feed and passed it along, but a good rule of thumb, if you do lose power, how long is that food good in your refrigerator? And according to Seminole County, they said after 4 hours of no power, it's not safe to eat meat, dairy products, or leftovers. Throw them away. Things like hard cheeses, uncut fruits, vegetables, non-creamy sauces like ketchup, those are okay, but if there's any doubt, just go ahead and throw it out. Last thing you want to do is be getting food poisoning while not having any air conditioning in your house or any power. So we will keep you posted. This is a special edition of Orlando's Morning News, tracking Hurricane Ian right here on 107.3 FM and AM 580, Orlando's news and talk. Let's get a look at that forecast, what we can expect today and the coming hours throughout the day. Today brought to you by ProTech Air Conditioning and Plumbing Services, Channel 9's Rusty McCraney.
As of 7 a.m., Hurricane Ian continues to strengthen. Winds are now up to 155 miles an hour. This puts Ian as a powerful Category 4, just 2 mile per hour winds, lower than a Category 5. Strengthening is still possible, and Ian could become a Category 5 before making landfall a little bit later this morning into the Fort Myers area of southwest Florida. With these stronger winds, that means hurricane conditions continue to become more and more likely for Central Florida tomorrow. Ahead of it, we will see a tornado threat begin to pick up with the outer feeder bands working their way in throughout this Wednesday. Also, tropical storm force winds become more constant by Wednesday afternoon. And again, looking at potential hurricane conditions starting early on Thursday.
All right, thank you, Rusty. 75 now at Orlando's severe weather station. Safe Touch Security, triple team traffic at Torrance Road. Still looking fairly quiet this morning.
Yeah, not as many people out there on the roads, but we do have this crash on the Turnpike southbound. It's right near the on-ramp from US 27 at mile marker 285. Got a left lane blocked in that area. Just stay to the right to get by, but not even close to being any kind of slowdown in that area. But we do have a crash on the ramp from Sand Lake Road to I-4. You got rescue crews on the scene on that ramp, so use caution in that area. ProTech Air Conditioning, a plumbing service for honesty, integrity, and 100% customer satisfaction. Call ProTech at 407-291-1644 or visit protechac.com. I'm Ed Torrance with reliable traffic reports every 6 minutes in the morning on WDBO.
This is WDBO.
WDBO.
107.3 FM and AM 580. Orlando's news and talk. And where Orlando turns first for breaking news, weather, and traffic 24 hours a day. Listen on the WDBO app at WDBO.com. Ask Alexa to play WDBO and on HD2 of 96.5. WDBO is everywhere you are. Live team coverage
Starts now.
Good morning. It is 7:32. This is a special edition of Orlando's Morning News, tracking Hurricane Ian on 107.3 FM and AM 580, Orlando's news and talk. Our top story this morning, Hurricane Ian aimed at Florida's southwest coast.
And the outer bands, Jay, already flooding the streets of Key West. This morning, Ian is now a strong Category 4 storm. It's about 75 miles south of Naples. Top winds are 155, gusts up to 165. Some spots could get 8 inches of rain.
For heavy rains that will cause accessibility issues due to the predicted high water levels. Orange County has already been oversaturated with rain. Also, a word of caution. If you have encountered street flooding in the past during regular rainstorms, you might want to consider evacuating as well.
Hurricane Ian left much of Cuba in the dark.
Sustained tropical storm force winds arrived in South Florida, bringing life-threatening conditions, including several feet of storm surge from Naples to Tampa. Millions of power outages are expected. 30,000 workers are on standby to restore electricity after the storm. And FEMA says it's stockpiling 3.7 million meals and 3.5 million liters of water in neighboring Alabama. Justin Finch, ABC News, Tampa.
More storm prep ahead. That's on Orlando's Morning News next.
All right, thank you, Marcia. 7:34 now at WDBO. Let's go ahead and get a look at our traffic. Ed Torrance, how we doing out there?
Got a crash on the Turnpike southbound at US 27 at mile marker 285. A left lane is blocked. Stay to the right to get by. No slowdowns there. Also a crash on Sand Lake Road westbound on the ramp to I-4 westbound. Watch out for rescue crews on that ramp. ProTech Air Conditioning and Plumbing Service for honesty, integrity, and 100% customer satisfaction. Call ProTech at 407-291-1644 or visit protechac.com. I'm Ed Torrance with reliable traffic reports every 6 minutes in the morning on WDBO.
7:34, we are tracking Hurricane Ian. This is a special edition of Orlando's Morning News.
I'm Marcia Taylor. Orlando International pausing flights at 10:30.
The airport wants to remind people that while it is not closed completely, it should not be used as a designated shelter. The airport hasn't said when flights will resume. Meantime, Melbourne Orlando International Airport closes at 2 p.m. Orlando Sanford International shut down yesterday afternoon. I'm Kirsten Delgado for WDBO 107.3 FM and AM 580.
Late Tuesday night, at least 2 tornadoes are believed to have touched down in Broward County. Video from the North Perry Airport in Hollywood, Florida, near Lauderdale, shows more than 15 planes damaged by a suspected tornado. Ian is expected to rival past hurricanes.
Hurricane Michael hit the Florida Panhandle back in 2018 as a Category 5 storm, creating
creating a 17-foot storm surge, lifting beachfront homes off foundations. And back in 2004, Hurricane Charlie devastated southwest Florida after taking a similar path that Ian is now taking. Winds from Charlie, which was a fast-moving storm, caused most of the damage. But Ian expected to move much slower, which means storm surge is a bigger threat. The highest recorded storm surge in Fort Myers during Charlie was 4 feet, compared to up to 12 feet expected later today from Ian.
And we just got an update from WFTV meteorologist Rusty McCraney. He says we should start seeing our tropical storm force winds this afternoon, with it getting worse, much stronger winds overnight tonight. Rick, Jay?
All right, thank you, Marcia. 7:36 right now. You're listening to a special edition of Orlando's Morning News, tracking Hurricane Ian. Governor DeSantis addressing right now. We will get you some of that coming up in just a few minutes. Also, Senator Rick Scott going to be joining us live coming up in just a few minutes as well. Your forecast brought to you by ProTech Air Conditioning and Plumbing Services. Channel 9's Rusty McCraney. As of 7.
Well, there you have it, folks. This morning's special edition out of Orlando, even though we are in New Jersey. So Floridians, please stay safe if you're in the Central Florida area, and we'll see you guys on the next video.